Okay, what I want to do right now is go through how I go from getting a notification from the MLS that a REO property has just hit the market to getting it loaded in Flipster. Well, analyzing it, getting it loaded in Flipster, all the various reports that we want to look at and have out of the Indiana MLS. And then also later on, I'm going to talk about how we're going to track offers using Asana and let that help us um, keep track of when we need to do a follow up. So I get this email, and here's a link. So I click on the link. Here's the house. It's an REO already. We know that because that's why it came to our inbox. So, anyways, there's some information down here. It appears it's a HUD house. So that's something we work with, but that's all right. We just go ahead and keep working through it. So it's 3 bedrooms. It's 3,300 square feet, so it's pretty big. 2-car garage, well and septic. That's pretty common out here. Built in '96, so it's pretty new. Newer than a lot of other homes. And I want to see if they have any acres, but I can't seem to see it on here. Oh, 2.1 acre. So it's got some land, so that's nice. And it's got an in-ground pool. So let's just kind of look at the pictures. If I click on this, I can see and go through the pictures here. So the outside looks pretty nice. The roof is probably coming to its end of life, but that's may still be okay. Pool you never know about. I usually budget about $5,000 for a pool. The kitchen actually looks pretty decent. Needs probably a new countertop and lights and some appliances. That may be about it. The rest of this kind of just looks like carpet and paint. That's ugly as can be, but it may be okay to just leave. So, okay. So it's a light rehab with maybe a little bit more. So that's listed for 123,000. So okay, so first thing I want to do after looking at the property is I'm gonna take that and what I want to do is I want to see a map of where this is located. So let's just come here, we'll paste that, click on the map. Okay, so it's in between I-80 and Indiana-Michigan state line. It's kind of out in the sticks. Yeah, kind of in the sticks. Okay, so we kind of have a rough idea. We'll leave that where it's at. Okay, so now I want to go to the MLS. Let's just pretend like we just logged in. We go to search, residential. I was looking at another search, so I just pulled up a new one. I want to see active, sold, and pending. Now I'm pending for the past year. Or I'm sorry, sold for the last year. zoom over to where, scroll over, I guess. So it was right in here. County Road 33. So this is pretty much farmland. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a radius search and go. Now the MLS will stop at the state line. We'll go out 1.25 miles. So here we've got some listings. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Looks like they've got 2 down there. So this one, okay, so we've got some homes. Wow, that one's looks really nice. So I'm gonna add these to the criteria, and then I can do a couple of things. I can go to the Bing map, or I can go to Flipster Custom for the search view. We'll go to Flipster Custom at first. Click that. And then here we can see in a table view the price per square foot, what the actual selling price was when it sold. So let's just sort to see the solds. So we got this 415. We click on this, we can see the pictures. It's on 7 wooded acres, gorgeous inside. Okay, so this is really not a comparable. This is super nice. Oh, it looks pretty dated. I'm surprised it sold for 400. But still, it sold for 400, so that's a good sign. Okay, I don't need to keep looking. It's not really a comp for us. 147 bucks. That's kind of its own beast. This one sold for 60 bucks a square foot. Was it an REO? Nope. 3 bed, 2 bath, corner lot. Two-car garage. Mobile home, or a manufactured home. Okay, so that one's not really a comp. So now we're down to these 3. And they're all around 100 bucks a square foot. That's probably an average of 100 bucks a square foot. Just take a look at that really quick. Okay, so this is a 1-car garage. It's got some land. It's got pole barn. Okay, so it makes up for, that's an ugly inside pole barn, but it makes up for having a 1-car garage. It's dated. Newer furnace. Good electrical. It's got a small well. And it's got a basement. Okay, so that's that house. That was 15596. So that one sold for 115 bucks a square foot. Took 48 days. But it's interesting, it was listed for 179 and it went for 193. And those also are kind of older comps. It's still within a year. 12 acres. Partially wooded. Kind of a junker of a house. Okay, I don't need to see anymore. Kind of a junker of a house. And it sold for 106 bucks a square foot. So now we've got this one, 78 bucks a square foot. 3 bed, 2 bath, not an REO. Manufactured house. Huh. So we don't have really good comps with this. But let's just go back. Let's just choose. Let's just say these 3 comps are our main comps. So what I'm gonna do, what I want to do is I'm gonna select the the house we're actually interested in. Is this it? Is this our house? Yep, that's our house. Oh, it's only 1600 square feet. I thought it was bigger than that. Okay. Okay, so 1600 square feet. So we're going to grab that one, and we're going to grab this, this, and this. So, not always able to do this. Sometimes you have to go into Flipster under Analyzing Deals, and put in these comps, and then calculate the average price per square foot. Or you can use the macro that I wrote, and kind of go from there. But for now, what I want to do is let's just really quick calculate. So if it's 1664 square feet times, and that one wasn't even that nice. Let's just assume we can do 110 a square foot. So we could sell for 183 times 0.65 equals 118, and it probably needs 25 in work. So minus 25,000. So 93,976 would be our buy price. Now, could we get more for it? Could we sell it for more than, what was it, 183? I think so. I mean, especially if this one sold 172. Let's look. I think we can probably push the limit. I hate doing this, but I mean, if that one sold for 193, we should be able to sell this one for 200. So 200 times 0.65 equals our 130 minus, I'm just going to say it's going to need 25 in work. So it's a 105 buy price. So, okay. So I just did a lot of work in here and didn't really capture any of that. So, So really quick, what I want to do is I want to add this property to Flipster. So I'm going to go into Flipster, go into Properties, Properties, add new property. We got an active. I'm doing the whole thing from finding to offering. So I'm just going to mark that as offering. It is a house. It is that Indiana in Bristol. Zip code is right here, 46507. It is a ranch. Foundation, I believe, what did it say? Below grade unfinished square feet. That's a walkout. Yeah, it's got a walkout, so it's got a basement. Okay. So, okay, so beds is 3 bed, 2 bath, 3 car garage, 1664, 196, 2.1 AC. I don't worry about MLS at the moment. Market is Michiana. Okay, so one thing I can do is link to property images and MLS. We kind of talked about this on the phone. So what I want to do is I want to get the images of this property captured. So what we can do is I really like this, but I can actually create this with another package of information. So I come back to when I did my search. If I select all of these listings, then what I can do is I can say email, and it'll say, do I want the 4 that I have selected or all of them? And I really just I'm going to throw those other ones away. Those don't really don't work. I'm going to create a hyperlink, but then I want to include these reports. I want all pictures with 6 per page, so they're really big. I want listing agent full report. Scroll down, and I can't remember all of these, but it's just subject property. I think this is the best one, but you're going to do all of them. Subject property CMA quick view, and CMA summary. We're going to hit add. So now we got all those. Then what we do is we hit the checkbox and we say email, and we hit continue. What it does is it creates this hyperlink to go to all those reports. So if I click this link, then I can click up here and go edit the link, and now here it is right here. Here's the web link. So I'm going to double click. I can highlight it all, copy it, and now what I can do is I can put it in Flipster under MLS right there, and I may just put it under linked property images as well. I may just do them both. Okay, now I want to show what that report does. So here's the link. So right now I'm in all pictures 6 per page, and I'm selected on this MLS, which is our property. Okay, so I can have all those pictures. Then if I were to click here, it would go to the next house. here, the next house, etc. You kind of get the idea. But then I can go to the other reports. I can go to listing agent full report. And so here I can see our property, and it's got all this information. Then I can do that. I can do subject property com. And this is where it kind of compares the homes side by side. And I can scroll through the pictures if I wanted to again. So anyways, it saves us from regenerating this information over and over and over again. It's just right here. CMA quick view. There's our house. There's other comparable stuff. And CMA summary. Oh yeah, this one tells us our average price per square foot. So here's what ours sits at. Average price per square foot is $73.92 right there. And then of those comps, here we've got the other three. And so the average is 99, the minimum 78, the max is 115, and the median is 106. So right here, it went ahead and did all of our calculations. This is a really sweet report, the CMA summary report. Okay, so that's all done from that link. So that's sweet. That is awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna hit cancel. So I've gotten what I want there. We're gonna assume a 200 ARV because a lot of these are mobile homes, and this is a much better house. So we're gonna assume a 200,000 ARV. Could be wrong in this. I don't know. And then it was really carpet and paint and some work to the kitchen. So it was a $25,000 rehab budget. So now, so our buy price was 105. So we'll offer 100. So okay, so here we've got this loaded. List price is 123. List date was, I don't remember when this was. That was an hour ago. Okay, so it's today. Listing agent. Oh. Amy. Hit create. Okay, so I do need to keep track of my thoughts on rehab and everything. So what we can do is we go to well, really quick, let's go to proof of funds letter. We're going to add a new letter, find that property. I'm going to use a company name. That's the company name that we're going to use right now, and we're going to offer 100. Now this is a HUD home, so they're not going to give us time to inspect. So now that I remember that, HUD will not do that. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and offer 90. And then what we can do is we still don't need to go look at it. What we'll do instead is if they counter back with anything, which HUD kind of is a take it or leave it type of group. But anyways, if they if they do come back, then we can go and look at it. So, and 90, that gave us some buffer room in there. So anyways, so even if we can't go look at it, 90,000, we should be able to do something with this. So I'm confident with this. So hit download. And it downloaded over here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is go back to Amy, get her email address, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go into Zoho, go to mail, new mail, paste your email in there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to strategically just put the address of the property in the email address. I'm not going to put offer. I'm not going to put anything like that. All I want to do is I just want to put the address of the property. Okay, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to CC a contact that I made for Asana. So I just type in A, and then I've got Asana offers. And what I did with that, maybe hopefully this will save as a draft. So what I did was, here we have it in Asana. I'm in offers. I'm in this offers project. Do offers, do the drop down, add tasks via email, and I copy this email. Okay, that's good. Then I go to new email, or I go to contacts in Zoho, create a new contact, and I just named this Asana offers. Okay, that's the name, and then I paste that email address in there. Hit save. Now I've already saved mine, so I'm not going to do that, but that's how it'll come up. So then when I'm in my email, then what I can do is in my CC, I just put Asana. I type in Asana, and then there's that contact. So that's, so we're going to CC that. So now we're going to say, hi, Amy. Can you tell me later? I'm recording something right now. Okay. I'll come down and see you in just a minute. Hi, Amy. Just saw your listing on County Road 33. Would like to put in an offer for it. And let you represent us. Offer. The buyer, I need to go back and see what it says. FSD. Okay, buyer amount. Let's see, the amount we said 90,000. Terms, cash, hard money, closing within 30 days of accepted purchase agreement. Earnest money, $1,000. And inspection, 2 days if, yeah, we'll just put that inspection 2 days. We'll just put that down. If she comes back and says sorry, you can't have an inspection because it's HUD, then that's okay. Then we can just take it off and they can submit it. They can submit it with 90,000, but it's better to just go ahead and just put it in there, and just get the offer out. See what comes back. So then because I'm making the offer, and well, we can just always disclose it. It's fine. So my real estate license, so let me just look it up really quick. It is RB 14049,536. Five seven four 7880. Okay. So now I need to attach the proof of funds letter. I'm gonna drag this off for a second. I can just drag this over. There we go. Oh, let's make sure this is the right one. I think it is. Yep, County Road 33, Bristol, pre-approved 90,000. Okay, very good. Okay, so I've got all this. Got the address. I think it's Jaime Cellulose in County Road 33. I can put an offer in for it and let you represent us. Offer. Okay, simple, straightforward. We just do it. So hit send. Okay, so now I hit send. Now this is what I want to show with Asana. So if I click under offers, if I hit refresh, where's it at? Oh, I just got a Zoho email. Inbox. Oh, haha. I gotta email it from my Gmail account apparently. Add the task by resending email or by logging into Asana. Well, since we don't have a whole lot of people here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and add my email address. Tom at Okay. So now that's added. So let me just go back to Zoho. Go to sent. Looks like I may have to confirm. Accept invite. Sorry about this. I did it from Google before, not Zoho. So that's the dilemma. Let's put Tom Zoho. Okay. I don't know, maybe I'll just delete that. I don't know what I'll do, but for now, so now what I can do is I'm gonna go back to what I sent. It should have already created it because I sent it, but what I'll do now is I'll just say forward. I'll learn how to do that later. Okay, to Asana offers and hit send. Oh, I don't want this. Good thing it didn't send. Hit send. Okay, now go back to offers. And there it is right there. Okay, so now what I want to do, now that it's in there, and there's my email, there's my proof of funds letter, it's all right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit assign. I'm going to assign it to myself, and I'm not going to put a due date on there yet, but I am going to tag it for Michiana. Okay, so here's various groupings. Now when we first email, it comes at the top, and you kind of work up there for now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, so I've assigned it to me. I haven't put a due date on it yet. I've assigned it to Michiana, or I've tagged it to Michiana. I'm going to go copy task. I'm going to keep the assignee. I'm going to delete that. Hit create new task. Okay, so now I've got the same task duplicated. I'm going to complete one of them, because what that'll do is it'll mark that we made an offer. Well, you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move it under Michiana and then complete it. Even though we tagged it, I'll just put it under that section because I think it may record that. It may record what section it's under. Okay, so then I'm going to pull this one down. I'm just going to click and drag it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a due date on there of 2 weeks from today. And so now I'm in here twice, but now I know in 2 weeks I need to follow up on that property right there. And here's what I sent. Now I can go back into Flipster and figure out, what buy price oh, I guess I'm not done. Still not done. Okay, so I go back to Flipster. I go into Offer Tracker. I'm gonna add new offer. I'm gonna select a property. We're gonna put in 200,000, and the rehab cost, we're gonna say 25,000. The buy price is 105, and we offered 90 on the offer date of there. Okay, so that way we can come back here and see what we have now. I mean, yeah, there we go. And then if we ever wanted to, we can see our comps and everything right here. So we could just come up here, because we pasted that link in the MLS. We can just copy that, come over here, and add it, and then here's our report with our comps, our pictures. It's great, really good thing right there. So this one was sold for 193. What made that one so special? So the lot, 6.3 acres. So I don't know, we may be a little off in our pricing, but we we made some room in there to, yeah, we made some room to be okay to make that offer. So anyways, go back to Flipster, hit create, voila. Okay, so that is how I go from getting a notification in my email right here to getting it all the way through to make an offer on it and document everything, and then we're also how we can start to track things in Asana. So okay.